In the isolated town of Ravensgate, nestled deep in the shadow of towering mountains, there lay an abandoned orphanage, the Whispering Haven. Its dilapidated facade concealed a dark history, shrouded in whispered tales of tragedy and malevolent forces. A group of adventurous teenagers, Ethan, Lily, and Max, dared each other to spend a night within the desolate confines of Whispering Haven. Fueled by youthful bravado and the thrill of the unknown, they ventured into the decaying structure as the moon cast an eerie glow over the landscape. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay, and the corridors echoed with the whispers of forgotten souls. Shadows danced ominously, and the silence seemed to suffocate every step they took. Ethan discovered an old diary tucked away in a dusty drawer, a chronicle of the orphanage's grim past. The pages spoke of a sinister matron, Miss Agatha, rumored to have made a pact with an ancient entity to ensure the children's compliance. As midnight approached, the temperature plummeted, and an unsettling chill settled within the orphanage's walls. Strange occurrences plagued the trio. Objects moved on their own, disembodied laughter echoed through the corridors, and ghostly apparitions lurked in the darkness. Lily's curiosity led her to a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with eerie symbols. A foreboding presence lingered in the room, a malevolent energy that seemed to feed on their fear. In the depths of the night, a haunting melody filled the air, a sorrowful tune that tugged at their very souls. The melody grew louder, transforming into a chorus of anguished whispers that beckoned them deeper into the orphanage's heart. Max, lured by the haunting tune, followed its ethereal echoes, disappearing into the labyrinthine corridors. Ethan and Lily, frantic with fear, tried to find their friend but were ensnared by an unseen force, the orphanage's layout shifting to trap them within its grasp. The whispers intensified, their voices a cacophony of lost souls pleading for release. Shadows contorted into ghastly figures, their eyes aglow with an otherworldly malevolence. Desperate to escape, Ethan and Lily stumbled upon a forbidden chamber, a shrine to the entity Miss Agatha had summoned. As they attempted to flee, the entity materialized, a spectral being with a hunger for their souls. In a desperate act of defiance, Ethan recited an ancient incantation meant to banish malevolent spirits. The orphanage trembled, the entity's form dissolving into shadows that fled from the protective barriers woven by the incantation. At dawn's first light, Ethan and Lily emerged from the Whispering Haven, their hearts heavy with the memory of Max's disappearance, forever entwined with the haunted legacy of the orphanage. In the remote town of Willow Creek, nestled deep within a thick forest, there stood an imposing mansion that locals avoided at all costs, the Forsaken Manor. Its history was a tapestry of horror, a place where darkness reigned supreme. Legend whispered of the mansion's enigmatic owner, Lady Evelyn Blackwood, rumored to possess occult knowledge and an insatiable thirst for power. Her legacy was steeped in tales of forbidden rituals and unspeakable acts. A group of friends, Anna, James, and Rebecca, fascinated by the macabre, dared each other to spend a night within the forsaken halls of Blackwood Manor. Fueled by bravado and curiosity, they ventured into the heart of darkness. As they crossed the threshold, an oppressive silence descended, suffocating them with its weight. The air was thick with an acrid scent, and shadows lurked in every corner, as if the walls themselves whispered foreboding secrets. Exploring the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon an old library adorned with arcane texts and cryptic symbols. Among the tomes was a weathered grimoire, its pages laden with sinister incantations and ominous illustrations. As the night deepened, unsettling occurrences plagued the trio. Anomalies in the mirrors, chilling drafts that whispered phantom voices, and a sense of being watched from unseen eyes. Rebecca, emboldened by the thrill, decided to dabble in the dark arts, attempting an incantation from the grimoire. Unbeknownst to her, the ritual unleashed an ancient presence, a malevolent force that hungered for souls. The mansion warped around them, its walls twisting and contorting, trapping them within its nightmarish embrace. Anna and James struggled to find an escape, but the corridors shifted, leading them back to the possessed Rebecca. She convulsed, her voice distorted into an otherworldly resonance. Shadows coalesced, forming sinister figures that crept closer, hungry for their essence. Desperate, Anna and James found a hidden chamber, a sanctuary etched with protective sigils. As they sought refuge, the mansion roared with fury, the malevolent force attempting to breach their sanctuary. In a last-ditch effort, Anna recited a counter-incantation from an ancient text, invoking protective wards. The mansion convulsed, releasing a deafening scream that reverberated through the night. As dawn broke, Anna and James emerged from the mansion, their hearts heavy with the memory of Rebecca's fate, forever bound to the malevolent force that consumed her. The forsaken manor stood silent once more, a monument to the horrors lurking within its walls. In the forgotten town of Ashen Hollow, nestled amidst the dense forests and veiled in perpetual mist, there existed an old, dilapidated carnival grounds, the once thriving site of laughter and joy, now an eerie reminder of a dark past. Decades ago, the Hollow's carnival was a beacon of merriment, until a fateful night when a cursed circus troupe arrived, promising marvels that defied imagination. The townsfolk, lured by curiosity, attended the grand spectacle, unaware of the sinister forces at play. Among them was young Emily, enthralled by the macabre allure of the carnival. As twilight fell and the circus reached its zenith, a sense of unease shrouded the grounds. Shadows danced unnaturally, and the air thickened with an ominous tension. The circus ringmaster, an enigmatic figure cloaked in black, beckoned Emily to a forbidden tent, the Cabinet of Curiosities. Against her better judgment, she followed, the whispers of caution drowned by the thrill of the unknown. Within the tent, grotesque oddities lined the shelves, twisted artifacts from distant lands and macabre relics that seemed to pulse with a sinister energy. The ringmaster offered Emily a forbidden deal, knowledge and power in exchange for her innocence. Fearful yet intrigued, Emily hesitated. Before she could decide, the circus grounds shuddered, engulfed in an otherworldly darkness. The carnivalgoers vanished into thin air, leaving Emily alone in the tent, trapped in a realm between the living and the dead. Shadows coalesced into ghastly apparitions, their anguished wails echoing through the void. The ringmaster revealed his true form, a spectral figure, his eyes ablaze with an insatiable hunger for souls. Emily tried to escape, but the tent's entrance had disappeared, trapping her in the malevolent carnival's grasp. The ringmaster's voice echoed in her mind, promising eternal torment unless she fulfilled her end of the bargain. Time lost meaning as Emily wandered the haunted grounds, tormented by the souls ensnared by the cursed circus. The apparitions whispered of the ringmaster's insidious game, a cycle of eternal suffering fed by the innocents he devoured. Months passed, and a group of urban explorers stumbled upon Ashen Hollow, drawn by the legends of the vanished carnival. They entered the decrepit grounds, unaware of the horrors that awaited. As night fell, their flashlights illuminated the tent, the Cabinet of Curiosities. A voice echoed from within, beckoning them closer, and the shadows stirred, hungering for new souls to ensnare in the cursed carnival's grasp. In the desolate town of Ravensfield, perched atop a hill veiled in perpetual mist, stood an abandoned asylum, a decrepit monument to a dark chapter in the town's history. The asylum, known as Blackwood Manor, bore witness to unspeakable atrocities inflicted upon its unfortunate inhabitants. Folklore spoke of Dr. Elias Blackwood, a brilliant yet disturbed psychiatrist who ran the asylum with an iron fist. His experiments delved into the depths of the human mind, pushing the boundaries of sanity and morality. Years after the asylum's closure, a group of thrill-seeking friends, Lena, David, and Emily, ventured into the decaying corridors of Blackwood Manor, daring to unravel its haunting mysteries. As they crossed the threshold, a palpable sense of dread descended upon them. The air was heavy with the stench of decay, and shadows danced menacingly in the flickering candlelight. Their footsteps echoed through the corridors, each step a reminder of the asylum's grim past. Medical instruments lay strewn across rusted tables, their surfaces stained with dried blood. Emily's curiosity led her to an old diary hidden in the doctor's study. Its yellowed pages revealed Dr. Blackwood's descent into madness, detailing twisted experiments that blurred the line between science and sadism. As night fell, the friends gathered in a circle, attempting to communicate with the spirits trapped within the asylum's walls. Unbeknownst to them, their actions awakened something malevolent, a force that hungered for the living. Whispers drifted through the air, distorted and filled with malice. Lena felt an icy breath on her neck, and David's flashlight flickered, casting ominous shadows on the walls. Suddenly, Emily's demeanor changed. Her once jovial expression twisted into a sinister grin as she muttered cryptic phrases in an unknown language. A dark presence had seized control of her, an entity lurking within the asylum's accursed confines. As Emily advanced, her voice a chilling chorus of malevolent whispers, Lena and David attempted to flee. But the asylum had trapped them, its corridors morphing into a nightmarish maze that led them back to the possessed Emily. Desperation engulfed them as Emily spoke in Dr. Blackwood's voice, reciting passages from his diary that foretold a gruesome ritual to unleash the asylum's darkest entity. In a panic, Lena and David confronted Emily, pleading for her release from the entity's grip. The room quaked, the walls bleeding darkness, as Emily convulsed and collapsed to the floor, the malevolent force dissipating into the shadows. Exhausted and terrified, Lena and David fled the asylum, the echo of Emily's haunting screams echoing in their minds. They never returned to Ravensfield, haunted by the harrowing ordeal at Blackwood Manor, and the unspeakable evil they had inadvertently unleashed. In the quiet town of Havenwood, nestled among ancient woods and mist-laden valleys, there existed a house unlike any other. The Marshall House, they called it, a place where time seemed to stand still, its history cloaked in whispers of unspeakable horrors. Decades ago, the Marshall family met a tragic end within those walls, their demise shrouded in mystery. Some said it was the curse of an ancient relic they unearthed, while others whispered of malevolent forces lingering in the house. A group of paranormal investigators, led by the intrepid Samantha and her team, arrived in Havenwood, determined to unravel the secrets of the Marshall House. Armed with cameras, EVP recorders, and a thirst for the unknown, they ventured into the foreboding abode. The house greeted them with an eerie silence, broken only by the faintest whispers that seemed to emanate from the walls. Shadows danced in twisted patterns, and the air grew thick with a suffocating tension. As night fell, the investigators set up their equipment, determined to capture evidence of the supernatural. Strange occurrences plagued their efforts, anomalies in photographs, unexplained electromagnetic fluctuations, and disembodied voices captured on their devices. Samantha, undeterred by the escalating unease, delved deeper into the house's heart, drawn by an unseen force. The others hesitated, their instincts warning them of impending danger. In the attic, Samantha discovered an old chest, its lid adorned with cryptic symbols. Ignoring the warnings echoing in her mind, she pried it open, unleashing a malevolent presence that had been dormant for decades. A chilling cold swept through the room, and the house seemed to groan with a sinister energy. Shadows coalesced into twisted figures, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly malevolence. One by one, the investigators fell prey to the unleashed terror. They vanished into the darkness, their agonized screams fading into the night. Samantha, now alone, raced through the corridors, pursued by unseen forces. The house warped around her, its walls twisting and contorting, a labyrinth designed to ensnare her soul. In a desperate bid to escape, Samantha stumbled upon a hidden chamber. The walls were adorned with eerie symbols, and at its center lay the cursed relic, a grotesque idol pulsating with an ancient evil. As she attempted to flee, the idol's malevolent presence enveloped her, consuming her very essence. Her anguished cries echoed through the house, blending with the tormented souls that had met their demise within those cursed walls. The morning sun rose over Havenwood, casting an eerie glow upon the Marshall House. It stood silent, a monument to the horrors that transpired within. Samantha and her team were never seen again, their fate forever entwined with the malevolent force that lurked within the house's heart.